So children, welcome back. We'll start in this part 2 with lesson explanation. So children, initially I explained you what is the meaning of the title Revolutionary Steps in Surgery. It means dramatic or drastic changes that have taken place in surgery. So for that, in the first para, we'll learn something related to history, because if we want to know what changes have occurred in the current, we should know what was lacking behind in the past. How was the situation in the past? So, revolutionary steps in surgery. Surgery dates back to as early as 600 BC. Sushruta Samhita is one of the oldest works in the world dealing with surgery. It indicates that Sushruta was probably the first surgeon to perform surgical operations, even plastic surgery. That was so advanced. Later, some ancient surgeons performed tooth extraction and bloodletting. So, children, surgery in our country dates back to as early as 600 BC. So, how do we come to know? We come to know from the oldest works, the book written as Sushruta Samhita, in which everything related to surgery is written. The content is found in this book. So, this book dates back to 600 BC, and we come to know that since then we knew surgery. And who was the first surgeon? Probably Sushruta was probably the first surgeon to perform surgical operations. And what kind of operations? Advanced, such as plastic surgery also. And later, some ancient surgeons also performed tooth extraction, means tooth removal, and bloodletting. Bloodletting is draining out of blood, or the surgical removal of patients some of the blood for therapeutic purpose. So children, I hope you understood the first para. We'll move on to the second one. Major surgery could not develop for centuries because of lack of knowledge and technology. The doctors had to cut open the part of the body that was not healthy, remove it or set right that part. This would involve a lot of pain to the patient. General anesthetics like ether or chloroform developed only from mid-19th century, making painless surgical operations possible and successful. So children, although these surgeries are mentioned in Sushruta Samhita, it was not mentioned that these were painless surgeries, because that time it is not mentioned, and we don't know that whether they had whether they were using anesthetics. Anesthetics, what is it? Anesthetics is a substance that induces insensitivity to pain. So anesthetics is injected in our body, and then our body becomes numb, and we do not feel any kind of pain while our body is cut or our organ is cut. So it is not mentioned whether these anesthetics was used in the ancient surgeries. So we cannot say that they were painless. But now, after the what you call invention of anesthetics, when late as mid 19th century, means 1800 and something, we came to know, mid 1850 onwards, we came to know about this use of anesthetics. So since after that, after using anesthetics, the surgeries became painless. Okay, till then it was very difficult. Okay, so shall we move on to the next? Modern techniques are used nowadays for anesthesia. Now, how do they use this anesthesia? Let us learn. General anesthesia benumbs the whole body. What do you mean by benumbs? It makes numb so that one does not feel any pain. So once they give you general anesthesia, your entire body does not feel any kind of pain. It loses its sensitivity and it does not feel any kind of pain. So doctors can perform surgeries for longer hours, and it is used for surgery of any region of the body. And what is another kind? That is for local anesthesia. Now, local anesthetics are injected into the surgical spot or an area near nerves. So, when general anesthesia is given, the entire body benumbs, and when a local anesthesia is given, only the area surround a certain organ or area which is going to be operated, only that area is benumbed. Okay, so this is the difference between the two. And over the years now, revolutionary steps have been taken in different types of complicated surgery, and these have made such operations successful. So, children, what we come to know is, with the invention of this anesthetics, operations have become complicated, operations have become successful, because long operations which took more than 3 hours, it has become easy now to operate on a patient, because they can benumb his entire body or a particular area or a spot where the operation is going to be conducted. So, that if that part or a body is benumbed, then the person or the patient does not feel any kind of pain, and it becomes easy for the surgeons to operate. So, let us move on to the next slide. Let us start with cardiac surgery. So, we will beginning with the cardiac surgery. You know what is cardiac surgery? Children, cardiac is related to heart. So, any surgery related to heart, you can just imagine how complicated and how life threatening it can be. So, today if you need to have a heart surgery, you can choose from many fine doctors. Obviously, you have options for a particular specialist in heart surgery, and you have a list of many fine doctors. Okay. So, however, before 1893, this type of surgery was unknown. Doctors did not have modern medical tools and procedures essential for heart surgery. So, children, for an operation, we need a specialized doctor specialized in that particular surgery. Then we also need modern tools which help in the surgery. Then we also need this anesthetics to benumb a patient's body. This is how everything together, the technology all together helps to perform complicated, life-threatening, difficult surgeries. Okay, so doctors those days did not have modern medical tools and procedures essential for heart surgery. Now, science has technology has advanced to such a stage that you'll come to know how we have advanced and how easy it has become to save a patient's life in heart surgeries. So, in those days, heart patients were treated with sedatives. What are sedatives? Sedatives are substances that make someone sleepy. So, as they did not know the use of anesthetics, they used sedatives which would make the person sleepy, and then they usually did not survive. So, after giving sedatives, and when the doctors would perform surgery over such patients, the chances were that the patient would not survive, he would die on the operation table itself. So, it was not easy to give sedatives to a patient and perform operations. So, then in 1893, Daniel Hale Williams, a young African American surgeon, attempted a new medical technique in order to save a patient's life. So, children, till 1893, such cardiac surgeries were not performed because they did not have such medical tools and did not have a proper procedure for everything which was very essential for a heart surgery. But in 1893, Daniel Hale Williams, a young African American surgeon, attempted a new medical technique in order to save a patient's life. A patient, James Cornish, was suffering from a very serious knife wound. The knife had cut an artery less than an inch from his heart and punctured the pericardium. The pericardium is the sac around the heart, which protects it. So, Dr. Williams, with 6 staff doctors, performed a complicated and daring operation. Dr. Williams became the first surgeon to save his patient by successfully repairing the human heart. So, till 1893, cardiac surgery was very difficult, rather unknown. But in 1893, a patient, James Cornish, who was suffering from a serious knife wound, he approached Dr. Williams. So, and the knife had cut an artery less than an inch from his heart and had punctured the pericardium. So, the sac which surrounds the heart was punctured because of this wound, deep wound. And Dr. Williams then performed a surgery. This is called a complicated and daring operation because it was for the first time that he attempted. So, he had to take this daring step to save the life of this patient, and he performed with his team, 6 staff doctors. He performed this complicated operation, and then he became the first surgeon to save his patient by successfully repairing the human heart. Children, will stop here in the part 2.